Hey there, I'm Jess Ray. I've got a new record, and that means I've got new songs to talk about. So on this season of the podcast, I sit in my own kitchen and I talk to a couple of my best friends, and we go through the whole album song by song. We pull on threads and follow themes and see where the conversation leads. And as you listen along, I hope that you find something that you're looking for along the way. Thanks for being here. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jess Ray. I have a new record that's almost done. It's getting finished as we speak, and I'm really stoked to share new songs with you. And like last time, I thought it would be super fun to do a podcast to kind of unpack what the songs mean and have some meaningful conversations around them. And we hope that you just listen and that it joins you where you are and that you're blessed and inspired in some way. That's what I'm hoping for through this. Okay, so what is in store for this season? How am I going to go about this? To answer that question, let's go back to 2009, okay? I'm in college. I'm also working full-time, and I'm living with my best friends. We would get home after our long days at work or school or whatever, and kind of we would end up in the kitchen, and someone would start a conversation, maybe in a small way. And then we would fall into a huge conversation and end up perched up on the kitchen counters. My body could not even handle that at this point. Just perched up on a hard kitchen counter for 2 hours till the sun had completely gone down and we're hungry for dinner. And then we're like, okay, I guess we should move on and do something else. So it's a really sweet memory of mine. And I thought I'd like to relive that a little bit. And that whole memory inspired my approach to this season of the podcast. So I asked two of my very best friends to come and sit with me in my kitchen, not on the counter this time, in chairs because of our backs and necks.
There's still time.
Yes. I invited these best friends to come in to have some conversations with me. And like the good old days, we'll kind of start with something small like my song, and then hopefully see where that's going to take us in a conversation. So I'd love to introduce my friends to you. You'll get to know them over this series and probably fall in love with them as I have. All right, over here, I've got Kat Miller with me. Kat is a mom of two. She helps me run Jess Ray Music. She is an amazing musician. She's an incredible piano player, y'all. And I've been playing music with her literally for 20 years. She's almost done with her master's in counseling. She has co-written a bunch of ministry curriculum with me. And we've just been doing ministry and music together for forever. She's a beast. She's smart. She's funny. She's beauty. She's grace. And Kat is actually OG roomie bestie that was the person that I would often end up on the kitchen counter with after work every day. So thank you, Kat, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And over here, I've got another very precious friend of mine. Teal Wojcicki is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. One of God's best people that he ever made. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
The woman is brilliant. She's absolutely so clever, so funny. She teaches and disciples Ivy League students. She rolls with big scholars and plans all these events through the Veritas Forum, which is an absolutely incredible organization that she is a part of. And we love Teal. We look up to her a lot. Yeah. And we're very, very stoked to have her in the house today. So thanks for being here, Teal.
Oh, my word. Such a pleasure. Get ready to be disappointed.
So Kat and Teal, these women are on here for you to hear because they're brilliant and fun and wise. And I think you'll get a lot from them. And then I also think they're going to get a lot out of me because they're good at that. And that's part of the goal here is get me to open up about the songs, but kind of use that as a entryway, a doorway into a bigger conversation that I hope will resonate with your life in some way. And who knows where these conversations are going to go. So it's going to be fun, y'all. Okay. Want to dive in?
Let's do it. I cannot wait.
So fun. This is our first episode, so we literally don't know what we're doing. So we'll figure it out as we go. I have released a song, the first song from the record called City of My Peace. So I'm thinking what we'll do is I'll play the song. We'll listen and then we'll chat. Sound good?
That sounds great.
All right.
Sounds awesome.
I lost myself some time ago. If you see me, would you let me know? It's no good for me to be alone. What could be more true? Like the lost boys in Peter Pan. Hold my face between your hands till you can see who I am. I'll do the same for you. 'Cause I'm suffering from some memory loss. I got confused and I wandered off. Signals scrambled, lines across. All I hear is noise. But light and truth have been dispatched to come and find me where I'm at. To take my hand and to lead me back to the mountain of my joy. The mountain of my joy. At times I can't discern between me and what I'm underneath. You might have to dig for me. I might not want you to. Lately I've been learning how quickly I turn upside down, how easy I turn inside out. Remind me what is true. 'Cause I'm living an unhuman life, inches deep and a mile wide. Day by day losing my
Who's singing with you on this?
Ben Shad, so producer.
Sounds great.
I know.
Would you please?
Just one vocal.
Working on my hands and knees, picking
Like sometimes we stack a bunch of vocals, but yeah, most of this one is just like my vocal is just one and then his vocal's one. And there's like some little gang vocals where Kyle joins us at the end.
Do you want to garden every time you listen to this song? Because I do, for sure.
Totally. And it was like me trying to start gardening and being so terrible at it that that's like what's in this song was like, even though I'm bad, I'd rather be trying to do this than not.
Yeah.
anchor me to something sure, fix my compass point.
That's Luke Skaggs, so Ricky Skaggs' son
Oh my God.
on fiddle.
The everlasting tree. I will search until I find the city of divine design where God himself will be the
But yeah, he played it out here, and then when he finished he just did 2 takes, and Ben just came out and hugged him. He was like so moved by like how good because he had played 4 guitars on it by this point, and Ben hadn't heard him play fiddle, and he just goes out there and just like does it. And then Ben comes out and just like
So gifted.
hugs him.
from the city of my peace. In the city of my peace.
We redid this song 4 times. Yeah, we could not get the vibe right. It just always felt like weird and like too serious or too cool or too, and this one just feels like lighthearted, I think.
I think so.
happy.
I think that's a great word
It's a
for it.
happy song.
It's very happy.
There it is, guys.
So much.
Oh,
You really
I love
realize
that
how
song
much
so
you care what
much.
people think when you play songs in front of them.
Oh my word. I watched the YouTube like bootleg you and Arcadian Wild
Mhm.
doing this in like random so many times.
Aw.
So many times. I
Yeah,
love
the
it so
song is
much.
like 4 years old,
Yeah,
so
people
it's
have
like
heard it.
there's not been a recording out there other than like this one little random YouTube video.
Yeah.
So it's fun to finally have it out in the world.
But how did okay, so 4 years ago.
Yeah.
What prompted?
Yeah. It's so weird because it's like one of the songs. I have a couple of these in my life where they're actually really upbeat songs that come from really hard moment. Like you would not think it came from like a really bad season. But obviously I was on my way out of that. That's why I could sing with some joy. Yeah. So, I mean, I lost myself some time ago. If you see me, would you let me know? It's no good for man to be alone. What could be more true? So like a lot of the song is kind of getting at this idea of feeling lost, losing myself, losing my way, which for me looked a lot like being completely unknown by friends and family. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a summer of like pretty heavy depression for me. And I remember being in multiple places within a few weeks, breaking down crying and not telling, even like my friends or my family would be like in the other room. Mm. And I was not even like telling friends or family that I'm breaking down and I don't know really why. So it was just this deep, like unknown vibe. And then, yeah, it was the start of a new thing in my life where I reached out to a couple of friends, Kat's one of them, and just started to get at that honestly, it was Kurt Thompson's being known. A lot of what he talks about is, you can't really know yourself or know forgiveness or know love until you see it reflected back in the face of people who love you. Yeah. And so it was like that influence of having heard about some of the groups he runs, that I was like, what if we just get a couple friends together that I know are like sisters, and we tell each other our full story, and we each took a week, and on that night we would share our whole story with the other three and kind of catch people up to now. So it's this beautiful thing where as you live through life and trip over things, if someone knows your whole story, they can go like, oh, that was hard for you because, right. Because you of this in your life. Yeah. I know this about your story or whatever. So I was feeling really lost in that season of life, and really starting, one of the ways I feel like the Lord was bringing me up out of that was through just like close friendship and like really having some people. I just don't think it's like really safe to tell very many people your whole story, but like some people need to know all of it. Yeah. And like get to the very bottom of it and realize you're loved. Like it was a very powerful thing in my life, and it didn't switch things overnight, but it was like really incredible. And yeah, I just like that, obviously the Bible verse, it's like, it's not good for man to be alone. I just think like that's also true about just like mankind. Yeah. Was like, I guess why I said that in the song. And anyway, so it's a song about learning to not be alone, and that pulling me up out of, this like lost place.
I had a question.
Yeah.
The particular lyric I just would love for you to expand on for me and for everybody else. It's the one where it says, at times I can't discern between me and what I'm underneath. You might have to dig for me. I might not want you to. And I like, not just because I know you, but also because I'm a person, I can like generally relate and understand what you mean. But like, I just would love to hear more about that, because it might be one of the maybe less like, not that there's not clarity in the writing, but you know what I mean, as far as like what it means.
Yep, totally. Yeah, I think part of being known, or like that process of then like vulnerability and like letting people in your life, is that sometimes you literally don't want it. You want to stay hidden. And so when I think of that, I actually, that verse is influenced by the way that I feel like the Lord gave me this vision of a friend of mine who had just like kind of worked and done ministry and all that. And eventually like, it was like all of that had grown up over him in a way where you couldn't tell the difference between like kind of what sometimes I can't discern between me and what I'm underneath. Yeah. So it's just like this, I've kind of buried myself in my work or my life or my ministry or my whatever. And like to get pulled up out of that is a painful thing, because you feel like you're one with it. For people to try to like pull you out of, it's painful. And I actually have been resistant in my own ways to like having people come find me. Yep. And so, I think that's what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah. Like the idea of like, you might have to dig for me. I think, being someone who also like you is in relationship with people who know me and I can kind of like share things with, you do have that sense sometimes of like, you want to go ahead and send up a flare that's like, there might be a time where I even tell you like to let it go or leave it alone. And I actually need you to come
to push through
and push through,
totally.
That's really good. And I think it's like, but it's such there's like a lot of like wisdom in being open with people beforehand of like, hey, you might have to do that, because we don't always know. And like as a friend, and like we're all like friends of people that we're doing this type of thing for.
Yes.
You don't know, should I push? Should I
Yeah.
do whatever? But it's like sometimes you might need to, and I might not like it either.
Right.
And that's so hard
Totally.
as a friend, because our own like insecurities get involved, or it's like they don't want me to, and I don't know. I love that verse.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And yeah, that's absolutely what I was getting at, was like trying to like add into, because it's a beautiful thing to come get rescued or to come get found or like to be loved. But it's like, it's actually so complicated to do that like day after day after day. And I want that and don't want that all at the same time.
Yeah.
I want that, but
That's so good.
I actively resist being known in other ways. And so it's complicated. We're complicated people.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's so thematic with the Genesis one, like not good to be, and then it's a hiding, right? Like we're
Totally
like hiding and need to be found by the Lord, by one another. I just think maturity is integration. And this is a song about integrating, right? Like the self and
Explain that more.
Yeah. I mean, like, right, like shalom, this like biblical concept of like wholeness, integrity, right? That we're not sort of like, we're certainly not machines, but we're also not like made up of these distinct parts that all sort of like operate separately, but that we're embodied, and, embodied souls, ensouled bodies, right? This idea that like, and getting our hands in the dirt is something so fundamentally human, whether it's like the dirt of each other's lives,
Right.
or the actual dirt.
Right.
That these like practices that bring us back. To me, it feels like a song about like just re-entering the messy of humanity, like what it means to be human.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just think it's so fun for that reason. And like to be human is like weird and gross and sort of tangible and
Totally.
like all of these things. And so it's like, which is why it's fun.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
why the song is fun and why our lives are fun. And,
Yeah. And another like facet of the song is the idea of, obviously we're talking about being in the garden, but then also sort of a comparison to like the concept of like the electronic glow, like that we're just looking at the Black Mirror
Totally.
all the time, and kind of like the resistance to that and to being rooted in real things, as opposed to things that like our minds have started to think are real, but they're not what's real. They're not, it's not even our people half the time that we're looking at on our screen most of the time, you know?
Totally. Yeah, I think, it's kind of like the first verse is about my own experience, or just like the being lost and then being found again. And then, I do think with the second verse, I'm really trying to bring in the influence that, that technology and social media has had in like the isolating, like it's a factor that is really negatively influencing my ability to remember who I am. And so I think with that second verse, like trying to get at that, like the inches deep, mile wide. Losing, I've felt that it is making me crazy. To give myself to that constantly is making me lose my mind. Like lose my attention span, lose my
memory.
Truly.
Yeah.
And then I we did start gardening the past few years. Well, first, like our church that we're a part of decided to use the back lot as a garden, and it's about to start its fourth season, and it has been incredible. And just like churches should have gardens. Like it's just been this obvious thing that has all these cool things. I mean, like Kat goes to the same church, so I'm like, things that come out of that are like young people and elderly people
together
hanging out on Saturdays. People who are kind of like more traditional and people who are really hippie-ish and love the earth and like being brought, like just like it's like brings in people from very different perspectives towards one thing, working side by side, and like the results are amazing already. I think they've every season had like over 1,000 pounds of food to give away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's not huge. It's like,
That's amazing.
it's like 8 beds maybe. But yeah, gardens.
Yeah.
Gardens. Well, and like we were laughing about you being bad at gardening,
So bad.
but like it kind of doesn't matter.
That's
You're
right.
Like, right? Like, which
There
is
you go.
like when we're bad at things that feel like they're connected to being human, it doesn't matter. It's just an
Wow.
exercise in like a movement towards a different way of being in the world.
Totally.
You know?
That's
And
so
so it's
true.
like, I think like changing our rubric. Nobody's bad at scrolling. We're all like real good at scrolling. You know what I mean?
That is
Totally.
so
talented. I'm a talented scroller. But yeah, like I and then you're like, oh, it turns out like even if you're bad, like there's still fruit, like at
Totally.
some level,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
That's right.
Even
If it's only in your soul, you know?
That's
I didn't have any fruit this year,
genuinely.
but yeah.
Listen, I've
genuinely.
seen the houseplants around here.
Yep.
I feel
Yes.
I don't
Well,
totally believe that.
let's make this clear. Kyle grew up on a farm. Okay. I had never kept a succulent alive. Well, to this day, I never have.
Honestly, they're the trickiest in
Yeah.
my opinion.
So they are
Yeah.
tricky little
They're,
buggers.
yeah, they
Yeah.
like seem like they
They
aren't, and that's
seem
the problem.
Totally low maintenance,
So true.
whatever.
And then they're
Um,
slowly rotting from the inside.
Totally.
My experience.
I've been dead for
Yeah, it's true.
That's
5
a different
years.
song. Yeah.
That is. So, yeah.
But
There is
yeah,
a song
I
there.
love what you're saying. Like, and that's how I feel. Is I'd rather be bad at this,
Yeah.
and I'm learning so much from being bad at this. From it, and it really like puts me like my best friend Whit and then Kyle. They know what they're doing with this. They've been around it so long. It's like second nature for them. And so just like trying to get to where I'm like getting to learn from them. And anyway, it's been awesome. And it was such a clear, like, oh, I'd rather be on my hands and knees working in the dirt than like this, kind of addiction that I'm still working through to dependence on social media, on technology, stuff like that. So yeah. Any other thoughts on that theme, you two? I feel like you're great. You're like,
At gardening?
You don't
Oh,
care
I
about
was
social
like-
media. You don't
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
like, you're just like whatever about Instagram, and you
Yeah, I mean, I am whatever yes. I mean, but then Facebook Marketplace.
truly
That's true. Everyone has something, I think.
Yeah, and I'm not an engager, but I can definitely be a lurker. Like
Got you.
just
Okay.
generally, I think. Yeah, I'm like, which is funny that we're doing this. I'm like a little too scared of like things being out there on the internet.
yeah, well, I'm just kidding.
I'm actually not worried about this, but but I don't know. I mean, I think my tendency is more just like the passive taking in of other people's creativity, which I think is just like, rather than being a creator in some way, like contributing to flourishing, which is scary and messy to our point. And I think sometimes it's easy to just sort of sit on the sidelines and watch other people do things and judge what they're doing, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
than to actually do the hard work of like entering in.
Yeah.
But I think about your exhaustion, like you do so much of that, like creative work too. And then social media is like a part of what, like,
Totally.
I mean, I don't know
Tied to it.
how many people can relate to that, but I think we can probably all relate to some sense of like, well, if I disengage from this, like, am I actually harming some part of my reputation in the world?
Right. Yep.
So how do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, it feels necessary in some ways for my job to like stay on social media. So yeah, just still working out like what are the boundaries with that. If for seasons I have to be on it, how do I keep it from just creeping into the rest of my life and out of my work hours and stuff like that into just literally my bed or my,
Totally.
the corners of my home. How much am I just like leaving this door wide open for, to be influenced by whatever? And then, for me, the biggest struggle probably is the sense of false responsibility that you get from exposing yourself to so many people's lives. So I already deal with, I live in the same town I've always lived in. all my family's within 10 minutes of me. I've been at 3 different churches and communities in the same town. People listen to my music and feel connected with me that way. So I always feel pulled in so many directions right now in my life and overwhelmed by that. And it's so sad because I often end up feeding into that by taking in and trying to stay connected with too many people via anything, my phone, social media. It's just a sense that you can be everywhere and be there for hundreds of people at a time.
Be available.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the inches deep, mile wide lyric is just this idea that it's just like, I am really trying to spread myself over too much territory. And what I've definitely getting at, and we'll talk about it in other songs, is just like, there's a godlikeness about that is like idolatry. It's a sense that I can be everywhere and be what everyone needs. And I'm in a big season of like that thing getting uprooted out of me.
Yep. Okay, so talk to us about this line where you talk about light and truth being dispatched. What's the story there?
Okay, so that comes from a verse that came to my mind in time with the Lord, and I really had like kind of a beautiful vision about it. Yeah, it was like I saw myself lost in the woods. So this same theme, just like feeling a lot of darkness, feeling very alone. Like I felt very alone in this season before I wrote the song. And it was like I was lost in dark woods by myself. And God sent 2 people down off of his mountain, light and truth, to come into the woods and to find me and bring me back. So like it was just this sweet vision of he has dispatched those 2 people to come get me and bring me back to him. And all that comes from, honestly, the fact that Sandra McCracken has put this whole Psalm 43, into a song. So I have it memorized because of that. And it's verse 3, send out your light and your truth. Let them guide me. Let them lead me to your holy mountain, to the place where you live.
Wow.
There I will go to the altar of God, to God, the source of all my joy, which was like, that was like the least thing I felt in this season was joy. And I'll praise you, God. Oh my God. Why am I discouraged? Why is my heart so sad? I will put my hope in God. So it's just like, it's such a powerful scripture, and to see it personified as these like 2 people that God was sending to rescue me was like a really powerful image. And I think was like a sign of what he was doing in that season of like bringing me up out of that,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much, Jess. Okay, so tell us about Peter Pan, the Lost Boys.
Yeah, so that lyric, if you are my age and grew up watching the movie Hook.
Oh, man.
Did y'all?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%. We had like 3 things. We had like
Rufio.
video, like recorded in the VCR off of TV, and that was one of them.
Yes.
Yes.
So the commercials.
Yeah,
I think in preparation for this album coming out, I went and watched it again. It is such a great movie. It's so great.
Amazing.
It's so quotable. It's so creative. Anyway, it's so awesome. Okay. So, Robin Williams is Peter Pan, and he doesn't remember anything about, that he is, he's grown up and become a businessman, and he's kind of lost himself, and his kids get kidnapped by Hook, and he has to go back to Neverland to rescue them, and dresses up as a pirate. And then you got the moment with like the boo box, which like scarred me. Does anyone remember the boo box?
Yeah, the boo box.
Which is Glenn Close dressed up as a pirate, as a male pirate.
Yes.
Whoa.
One of the gifts of the internet is learning that.
Yes.
Glenn Close is dressed up as a male pirate, gets put in something called the boo box. That's very scarring because they put him in a chest and drop scorpions on him. And it was just, so scary. That scarred me. But then, so Peter ends up with the Lost Boys. They don't believe that he is Peter Pan. They're like, who is this old dude? Get out of here. There's Rufio, the like other leader or whatever. But there's this precious moment where Rufio draws a line in the sand and is like, if you're with him, go over on that side. But if you're with me, and all the Lost Boys are on Rufio's side. And then this one sweet little boy with the cutest face, he goes over to Peter and he takes his glasses off and he like feels around on his face and even like pulls it back a little bit.
Oh my God. This is brutal.
Pulls it back so he can like see him again. And he says, "There you are, Peter."
Yeah.
So
and then
precious. All of the Lost Boys, their hearts are starting to turn to be like, that is Peter Pan. We see him.
Yes.
And like, they join his side. So yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea other than like God himself just like brought me a little bit of that memory back while I was trying to process all of this. And I just all of a sudden started singing that line. So yeah, I love that movie, and just go out there and watch Hook tonight, everyone. It'll be a good time.
A companion piece.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Indeed.
right. But yeah, I mean, gosh, it might be fun to just sum it up. What were the things that stood out? Plant gardens.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we tell people to go do with
Plant a
this
garden.
information? Go
Find-
watch Hook. Plant a garden.
Think about your relationship with social media.
Yeah.
Yes. Find people that you can be
Tell your
Yes.
whole
fully
story
yourself
too.
and can tell
Completely
your story
honest
too.
with somebody.
And I love that. I mean, just to pull it back on what you were saying, Kat, like give them permission from the front end
Mhm.
for when you're in a harder place.
Yeah.
Come find you.
Yes.
Try
So
something
good.
you're bad at
Yes.
and just be bad at it.
And that's okay.
Because
Enjoy
you're a
being bad
human.
at it.
Yeah.
Especially if you're really good at a lot of things.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, thanks, guys.
Truly.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Teal. You guys are the best
Love
ever.
you. Such a joy.
Thanks for listening, y'all, and we'll see you next time. Well, hey, friends. Hope you enjoyed that conversation. And if you really enjoyed it, I hope you'll leave us a comment or a really good review, or you'll send it to a friend that should hear it. If you're looking for me elsewhere, I'm mostly on Instagram, but I have also started a Substack where I'll be sharing prayers and devotional writings and poems, and I'd love to find you over there as well. Before I let you go, I got to say some thank yous. First, thank you to Kat Miller and to Teal Wojcicki for being in this conversation with me. Thank you so much to my husband, Kyle Langdon, for producing and engineering and editing this podcast so that you guys could hear it and see it. And thank you so much to my Patreon community who has funded my music career for the past 5 years. If you're interested in becoming a patron at a free or paid level, I would love to have you on my team and stay more in touch with you. So go to patreon.com/JessRay to sign up. Thank you guys for listening. We're going to catch you next time. Bye.